You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cvgtv.com. Just in case anybody's wondering, Green Irene is filling in tonight for Tamara. Tamara got a hold of me earlier tonight and said that she wasn't going to be able to make it, and Green Irene was going to stop in at some point during tonight's broadcast to talk books, but I said, hey, why don't you come in a little earlier?
I said, yeah. And I literally came in like the minute of.
Yeah.
Gathering some stuff, right? Yeah, this is really cool. And it's been a while since I've been on a show. So I kind of like had to clean up my mess around me. The last couple of days, the sun has been so bright and it's been so warm. I've had my windows open, but the upper half, I usually enjoy the way the sun comes in there. But the last few days, it's been really just beating on me. So I had a covering over it that was really tacky and stupid and yuck. And, it's okay for behind the scenes, but not when you're broadcasting to everybody else out there. So for those of you I haven't seen in a while, hi, yes, I'm still here. I'm just in the background.
You're still here.
Yeah.
You're working away at doing things. Like you said, it's been great weather. As you can see, I'm outside tonight. I can hear the air conditioner running in the house. So that, it gives you a bit of an idea. It is still warm.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the forecast isn't calling for that to last long, though.
No, I think tomorrow tomorrow will still be very nice, but I think late afternoon showers, and then we're moving into yuckier weather.
We've had like 2 or 3 weeks of great weather. It's actually gotten to the point where, the grass is getting crunchy. So like August weather is ending now instead of, it should have ended at the end of August.
Right.
But it's all of a sudden this weekend. It's just going to rain. Like they're talking about rain for the next 4 or 5 days. We've had all this great time, and then we got a long weekend now, and it's going to suck.
Well, you know what? You're going to be indoors with family anyway. But that being said, keep an eye on your girls outdoors because, actually, I'll tell you, I loved, I can't remember who it was. Was it Farmer Oz? No. It doesn't, Santa Claus, maybe? I'm not really sure. But one of our friends online every morning goes out and with the leaf blower, gives the girls a nice little blowout, get rid of all that moisture that builds up in there overnight, right? We don't want mold setting in. Now's the time that mold will set in on your girls, especially the really bushy ones. So anybody out there now, if you're going to use your leaf blower, though, make sure it's a clean one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be blowing shit all over your girls. Not a good idea. They're
a good idea.
Trichomes, right? Sticky stuff. So you don't want to be.
Yeah. Well, or all this rain that's coming. Like I said, 5 days. I imagine there's going to be some wind involved in there. Okay.
Sure.
People might look at that as a good thing, but because it might help dry things. But if you've got buds of big and heavy buds, and they're getting rain on water, they're becoming heavy, right? Crunch, off they go. Branches start to break. So you may be need to be prepared to harvest a little early.
Yeah, be prepared to harvest a little early just in case, for sure. And I think we always are when we're growing outdoors, right? You're always ready for the just in case. There's plan A, plan B, and plan C.
Yeah, but I've seen people over the years where they didn't even know where they were gonna dry their cannabis. Like, make sure you got a plan. Yeah,
kind of have a plan. Don't just grow willy-nilly. that being said, we just used to go out and shake them. Well, this one particular patient, their first year growing, she had, I believe, 24 plants in rows, right? But they got really, really bushy. She couldn't remember what strain she had gotten, so she didn't know what was growing where. And so they were like, she had a lot of indicas that were really bushy. And of course, she's a patient, which means she can't go out there and look after them. So there was a crew of friends that would get together and go and do the canna care. And I remember all of us in the field, in the garden the one day. I don't know if you remember the song from the little kids television shows. I'm going to shake the sillies out. Fred Penner used to sing it. Shake the sillies out. Shake.
Oh, shake. That shake sounds like a song I've heard before, but I don't think it was a kid's.
Oh, well, no, it was a kid's. The one I'm referring to, shake the sillies out, and it's all about shaking the sillies out. And so here's a bunch of grown-ass adults in the canna field going, shake the sillies out. Fuck, if you're gonna do something, have fun doing it, right?
Well, it's water. Yeah, it's just water. It's not gonna wash off the cannabinoids. It's not. Cannabinoids don't want
but if left inside of the plant, if left inside of the plant and it doesn't dry off, it is going to moisture up, which is conducive to mold. So
same with some of those little leaves that have died off. They get they die off down inside there, and they can get moldy.
Exactly. So get rid of that excess. Do every day. Give your girls a shake.
Where necessary, reinforce.
Yes,
I've learned that this year. I should have reinforced a few. Yeah, yes. I'll be prepared for that next year.
Have you got her all cleaned up yet?
Yes. Yeah, good. And actually, I'm on the preventive route right now with another one.
Get those stakes into the ground, or the work horses up around it.
I tried to. Pretty much doesn't know. Yeah, I had a plant fall over.
Yeah. For those of you listening that don't know what we're talking about, check out Al's Facebook feed. You'll see one of his girls fell right over, lay down.
So when I went to pick it up, it made it worse. Mm-hmm. So I just said, it's harvest time.
Speaking of early harvest, right?
That's right.
I have one girl left to go, and that is my Giggles.
Yeah.
I have never grown Giggles. Giggles. So it is one of the strains that I have tried, but I don't know how much time you spend at dispensaries or going to check out the different strains. I, as you well know, have well over 1,200. I think I'm closer to the 1,400 mark now of different strains under my belt. And Giggles was one of them. But when you go from a different breeder, from an East Coast breeder, for example, or grower, to a West Coast grower, or even an Alberta grower, that same plant grows very differently depending on where it's grown. So the effects can be very different. So the Giggles I tried was from a licensed producer. I don't remember which one right now. I'd have to look at my notes. But I'm growing one, and she's got a little bit longer to go. I'd say about a week at best. And I think she's going to do really well with that cold snap because she's got big, bushy buds on her. Like, they're not long cones, they're bushy buds. And I haven't seen this. I haven't grown this like this before. And I know with the cold temperatures, they clamp right up and then come out for the sun and then clamp back up. So I'm thinking I could get some really tight bud out of Giggles. I'm looking forward to seeing her in a couple of weeks.
Good. And now, as far as, like, I guess if it's due soon, it's along the indica line, mid, maybe 50-50 in that area, if you go by time wise, because some people talk about the indicas being off at the end of, even mid-September.
Yeah. And I think now with all the different hybrids out there too, and depending on where you get your plants at cloning stage and how established they are are they in the ground? Can you bring them indoors? Are they
Yeah.
indoor? Outdoor?
I'm growing a strain that a friend of mine is growing,
Mhm.
and with him, it's growing straight up.
Yeah.
With me, it's like a great big globe. Great
Right.
big round. Yeah. You know.
So this Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Like, and I think this is what my brother was always saying too. Like, don't take my word for it. Talk to lots of people and then come up with your own plan, because it's different for everybody. It's like raising kids. Same parents, same house, same neighborhood, 4 kids, all different personalities.
Yeah,
Right?
well, it also comes down to manicuring when it comes to the cannabis plant. Pinching stuff like that can
So there's
change
one
things
guy
as well.
online yeah, there's one guy online that I'm following, and he's been doing a cannabis bonsai terrarium scene.
Oh,
And
hmm
like, it's a whole artistic thing. You'd never smoke it, but I'll have to post the link, because wow, the stuff that's coming out of this guy, artistically speaking, is just, it's so cool. My thing would be, I'd have to eat or smoke the bud. Like, I couldn't just let it.
be a bonsai. I was growing one, drunken bastard. That's
Okay.
the Australian strain,
Yeah.
and yeah, I could see how you could make that into a bonsai plant.
Hmm.
It was really, you know, unfortunately, I ran into some problems with it. I never got it to bloom out, but
Well, I was just
that
going to say,
was
so yeah, there's ABC. ABC is the Australian bastard cannabis. And that was
yeah,
probably, so you said drunken bastard, right? So
yeah,
there
correct.
is another strain called something drunken sailor or something like that. So I think it's probably,
Just
obviously, that
probably
lineage, right?
yeah, could be yeah. So it was weird. I know that.
And you know what? If it's here's what I'm going to do. As soon as, like, if I can get a clone, if I end up with a clone, let me rephrase this. If I end up with a clone of a strain that I'm not at all interested in harvesting, because it's of very little to no value to me in that capacity, other than in its raw state,
Hmm.
which I have taken garbage smoking plants, euphoria plants, for the sake of the raw nutrients of it. But I think I would get something like Australian Bastard. That's like next to no THC. It doesn't have a whole lot
Well,
of
yeah,
calories, you know?
it's got a. I think the maximum was like 5%.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah, like the numbers on it aren't extremely high. I looked at it to grow it because of its uniqueness. Sort of like that bonsai plant, just growing it just because
right.
you want to be able to do it, right? And that's how this was this drunken
That would
bastard.
be a good one to do it with, for sure. That would be a very good strain to do with. We
Yeah,
have um yeah, there's so many, like I said, I had somebody challenge me recently. I had made a comment in one of the dispensaries about having tried over 1,200 strains. Now, if you take a look at, I think it's Leafly online, or way of,
yeah.
I'm not sure which one, but they
There's a
claim,
few out there.
yeah, so the one they've got 3,000 strains in their database, which they think is the world's largest database. Okay, and it may or may not be, I'm not sure, because maybe it was for a day and then the next day somebody else took it. Who fucking knows, right? It's the internet. So that being said, 3,000 strains, when I'm claiming that I have consumed in the last year and a half over 1,200 strains, probably closer to 1,400.
Yeah.
I can understand why people would go, yeah, fuck off, bullshit, right? I call bullshit. There's only 300,000 strains, right? I get it. I'd fucking call bullshit.
That's
So,
3 or 4 strains a day. Holy fuck! But
but
yeah,
you know what?
you ventured competitions, got multiple things that way. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, take a look at the way Karma Cup. I mean, now it has gone to the OCS, and Sarah's just released her stash, which I'm gonna get. I really want to get my hands on it because I gotta have it in one of, and we'll talk about it. But I really gotta try it, right? I mean, you cannot be a cannabis connoisseur and not try Sarah's stash if you've been a part of Karma Cup at all, right? So, that being said, historically, as you well know, sometimes there would be 80 different buds that we would be trying.
Oh, yes. Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Not to mention our concentrate. And we had 21 days to get maybe 100 products tested. We're trying 3 or 4 strains a day.
Yeah, it was like 125 the one year that I got some
right?
I can't remember. Yeah.
And
it was just like, holy smokes, how do you keep up? You had to get people, you had to have parties, and you had to give stuff to people and say, hey, these are the questions. Let me know how they work out so I can fill out the sheet.
Exactly. That's exactly what I would do. And then ICC, the Indigenous Cannabis Cup that's held in Tioga. We've been to those a few years in a row. There's a lot of products, and those every year the products increase.
You sent me stuff. You told me to bring some stuff home when I went down there to do a broadcast with you on it. Doing some of the judging, and then you passed some on to me to do some more.
Yeah, and then so there we get a lot of different strains. It takes a while before I can do my recording in my books, and if you look at my books, I mean, there's shit, I've got them all over the place. These ones and those ones over there that are all open, so I can't move them because they're open to specific pages because we're working on something, and we'll get to it, but stay tuned. There's lots of info.
We're getting there. We're slowly making our way there.
So I can't move those books right now, but I keep these little journals, and I just grabbed them from the dollar store. Those, what I'm talking about, right? Like one of those things, for example.
Like a note, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I'm doing the competition, I'll write down at the top what it is. After the competition, I can go back with all the results and identify what the strains are. If I don't remember smoking the strain, or all I've got there is a smiley face because I was really fucking high, or I had judged them kind of no buzz. It's like, it's the end of the day and 17 days in. Like, please go and check this strain out. So I will go and check it out afterwards to give it a more fair evaluation.
And especially this year, after the Karma Cup, Sarah posted the strains of everything that was tested.
I'm sorry, she posted.
Yeah, she posted all the strains. She posted She posted all the strains for all the kits.
Yeah, she does it with all of the each year that's been done. So at the end of the competition, what it was, like what indica number 7 was. It was done by, say, Good Supply, and then so there we're looking at a couple of years of serious competition in evaluation or judging, cannabis judging, if you will. And of course, if there's any competitions anywhere in Canada that I can get a package from, I will, right? So when there was one out in Alberta, which didn't work out so well, but they tried putting together an event. There was only 17 entries, and they kind of said, you know what, we just need more planning. We'll try it again next year. But I mean, I still got gifted 17 buds, which was really nice,
Sure.
There's a guy up north who grows different strains, and he says every time he tries something new, it's like, Irene, you got to see this. He's the one who introduced me to Duck's Foot.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Sorry, what's it called? Yeah, Frisian duck. Sorry, not Duck's Foot, the Frisian duck. Oh, no, he introduced me to Frisian duck. From there, I found Duck's Foot.
I know of Duck Foot.
Right? So, and it's because Buddy says, Irene, you got to check this out. I said, that's not fucking, there's like something seriously wrong with that plant. Like I'm telling him, this is like, that's not a cannabis plant. You got screwed. Like when I first
So
saw
I'll have to give you like you smoke lots of my joints with me, but I don't know if I've ever given you any cannabis to smoke, to take home and smoke.
Oh,
We've just smoked a lot of joints.
We do.
When we're together.
Yeah, you share a lot. Everybody says that about me.
Oh, same here.
But then people say, okay, so you know what? Let's say that makes up for about 500 strains. Don't you think 12 to 1,400 is a stretch, right? All right. Just today, I went and picked up these two puppies. Okay. I posted about this one because, oh my God, do I ever love it. So this is by Good Supply, and it's called their what is it called? It's called Juice Discovery Pack. So there's 3
so you got 3 different strains in there.
Yeah, and this was like $20. Okay. And so I got Groovy Grape, Orange.
Sounds like a common name.
Yeah, Orange Oasis. And the other one is Maui Mango, which was the sativa that I enjoyed today. Fucking fabulous. Okay, so I love Maui Wowie as a sativa. It's a really high-leaning sativa, indica sativa dominant strain. This one's called Maui Mango. And holy crap, it is probably the best tasting joint I've ever had.
And that's important. Taste is very important.
Right. Now these are infused with extra with
flavor.
Juice,
Are they? So
flavor terpenes and stuff.
Extra terpenes, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So these ones in particular, so of course
are they individually in that tube? Because you said there's 3 in there. So how do you know which one you're getting a hold of?
So so the blue one's not in here because that was the Maui Mango and I had it. But so see here they both are. See the difference between the two?
Are they labeled? Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
So that's got a yellow filter.
Yeah.
And that's got a pink filter.
So is it?
And so the color coding on the label matches.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's how you're going to tell what's in there. So today I really got to enjoy the Maui Mango. Fantastic. Wrote a review on it, tucked it away. It'll come out soon enough on another day. And then so this was just today. And then the other thing is I bought a staple. This is one of those I found through the dispensaries. Almost every dispensary licensed, like an Ontario cannabis retail store, carries Good Supply, which is or spinach. I mean, that was Good Supply. So this is spinach. Almost all of them carry spinach. And I found their Atomic GMO, I don't know, about a year ago. I found that strain. Really like it. It's a great wind down at the end of the day. I need to chill and turn my brain off kind of strain.
Yeah. A friend of mine who is a patient, she found a strain that she really found that worked for her. And the stores always had it. And now the store can't get it anymore.
Oh, shit. Okay. So that being said, what your friend needs to do is take that strain. What she wants, though, is, let's say, for example, it was done by spinach. She wants to find out if spinach still is producing it. Because what you get for Atomic GMO from spinach may not be the same as what you get from Good Supply.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll notice in reviews it's 23 to 28% THC, X amount of CBD, X amount of this terpene and that terpene, and it varies according to where it was grown and who grew it.
It's all part of it.
Yes.
So it's all part of it.
You see those two? Because somebody actually challenged me on it recently, Al, you're going to love this. Okay, this is one of the bins. This is 2023. I'm not kidding. There's one for 2022. And I was going through it today because I had to know, right?
Right.
And organic maple.
Now, is that a tin?
Yeah, this is a tin. So this one in particular would have had 3 pre-rolls in it. This one had 5. You know, they fit in the little slots, right?
Is that those joints that look like they're 3/4 filter?
They're all rolled different. No, the ones they're all a little bit different. And again, that's
Yeah, they are. Oh yeah, I completely agree.
Packaging.
There's some of them. There's some that just look so small, but it's only because they have such a big filter on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, read your labels. Because this one, for example, is 3 pre-rolls, 1.5 grams. So each pre-roll is a 0.5 gram. This one is the same, but these are not. These are 0.4 to 0.5 of a gram.
So 0.5 grams, yeah.
And then you've got some that are 0.3 of a gram.
I think there's even quarter grammers.
Right there.
Yeah.
You know? So
0.35. 0.35.
Right, but
Wow.
you got 10 of them. But you have 10 of them. So if you're sitting alone and you're a patient,
I smoked 3 for one sitting.
But I find when I'm sitting and I just need a quick puff, I don't like putting the joint out and having to relight it, right?
Correct.
So these are great for times like that. So there's, you know, but just to give you an idea, okay.
Just quite often I haven't finished a joint coming in. Oh, look at that.
No. Hold on.
Oh, even more.
That box is 3/4 full.
Yeah.
And then I have another box the same size with all these.
With more.
Yes. Okay. Oh, but I'm not done.
You're not done.
No. Between my brother and I, sadly he's passed, but between my brother and I, we collected 6 of these boxes of Divi strains. All different strains. These are not the same strains. It's just one of them has seeds in it. But they're all different strains. And so I had 2 of these boxes and my brother had 4 of them and they're full.
Oh, wow. Look at them all. Hey, they're all pre-rolls and tins. Do you take the liners out of them or do you keep, like, could you take the liners out of them and reuse the tins as, like, to carry your doobies, pre-rolls with?
We very much. I had started making my jewelry at about, I don't know, a couple years ago, right? And I only recently started selling it. So my brother said, I know what we can finally do with those tins, he says. So he soaked a few of them in alcohol after he recorded the strains and stuff. And he removed this labeling. And so some of my pendants that I will be giving away, if I can, will go into the package with my labeling. So they will be repurposed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the packaging that came, because there was so much packaging, and I'll get more onto that. So, again, there's a few of these boxes. I shit you not.
Here comes some more.
Okay.
Oh, a little more. Holy.
These are full. These are full.
Wow.
I'm not done. The other bin, like I have a bin half this size.
Yeah.
That's way up there that I can't get, but it's full of all these. I don't know if you guys can see all that. So
Holy smoke.
these are all your different tubes.
You know,
try
like
this
you've got,
strain, try that strain.
yeah, you've got a
And
whole whack there.
Between
There's no
12
doubt
and
about that.
1,400 strains out.
Like anybody says, how could you have so many? Look at all the containers you got.
I've got the receipts to back a lot of it up too. Most 99% of it I can back up with receipts. So
Wow. All right, Green Irene. Just so you know,
we'll explain the purpose of doing this.
Correct. There's a method. There's a madness to this method, or a method to this madness, but there's a reason for all of this, and we're gonna get to that after this break. All right.
We are.
So when we return, Green Irene and I will continue our discussion. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. You're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you a cannabis content creator? Are you looking for a place to have your content seen? If you answer yes to both questions, then you need to check out cbgtv.com. CBGTV, broadcasting to a worldwide audience. Find us at cbgtv.com.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
Pace Radio is the people advocating cannabis education radio network.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection! We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tyndonega.
We have two lines of drinks. One is called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with, and then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net. And you're watching the Pace Radio Show, and Green Irene is filling in for Tamara. And Green Irene was going to be our guest. She was going to pop in for tonight's show, and I said to her, that Tamara had to cancel for tonight's show. So I said, why don't you come in a little earlier than what we had planned? So you're doing double duty. Now, before the break, you showed us all these containers and tins and plastic containers of pre-rolls and so on and so forth. And it was like, wow, what's she doing with all this stuff? So what have you done with all this stuff? And I see you've got company with you as well.
I do. Well, we're supposed to have
high with all that stuff now.
Everybody, Papa G Bear. So he, what do I do with it all? Amongst other things, I try it all and I record. I've been reviewing it. Here's how it all came to be. Historically, way back when I started using cannabis as a patient, there was only the same cannabis strain available in my neighborhood, and it wasn't working. But Buddy from Toronto would come up and say, hey, try this, right? And so then he told me why it was different. That spawned a whole series of questions. I wanted to know. I wanted to try all these different strains. If somebody was growing some, and I recorded everything because that's who I am. I'm a writer. I'm an author, so I write all the time. I record and research and study all the time. And then before I knew it, I had probably, I don't know, a half a dozen of these, notebook things filled with notes and stuff. Filled with notes and stuff, right? I tried this one, worked really well. Some of them were really detailed. Some of them had a happy face or a sad face or a big X.
Yep. Just so you know, we got a comment from a viewer, Jay Ellis. He says, "Cool broadcast for sure." Just so you
Jay,
know.
Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome. So here's what I start when in doing all of that. I had some friends start saying things like, "Shit, I wish I had. How are you recording it?" And of course, keeping a notebook full of scratchy notes really isn't good for research or reflection. I really had, but because I had so many questions about it, I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to create a few journals for you guys. And I did. And I put together, you can find it at the Info is Power series. This is volume 1. Volume 2 is way cooler. Volume 2 is always cooler because now you got all these ideas and all this community input of, I wish you would have done this, or did you think of that? But then to have the whole volume of set, because each book in the volume is very different in that this one, for example, has, let me just show you. It has all kinds of general information. It has, hold on. It has, I know what I'm looking for here. You guys can love this one because 'tis the season, right? Everybody's bottling their wine right now. It's harvest time. Hold
harvest
on
time.
to that sugar shake, my friends, because if you're like me and you like your red wine, especially in the wintertime, I love it near a fire. Just a little half glass of red wine. A full body just tastes good. But I really like my cannabis. There's recipes in this book. There's a red wine recipe, for example. But this is what the journal's like. It just kind of helps you. And at the bottom of each journal page is one of the strains that I've tried and what I thought about it or what I know about it.
So is this what you use? This journal thing? Was that what you used to collect up the information? When you were reviewing strains and stuff like that?
Well, the thing is these are the things that I mostly kept track of.
Okay.
Because my journals looked something like.
I could just imagine.
Yeah, they look something like the pages in them always end up looking something like this,
Yeah.
Okay, so no, I didn't. But having a system like this really, really does help. It's also great for reflection. So when I got my author copies, I actually filled out 10 of volume 1 myself, of all the different strains, just to see what it was like, what it looked like on the shelf afterwards. Hence the decision to have volume 2, volume 3, and each book will have different things in it. Something very interesting for any of you out there that produce your own cannabis, maybe create your own extracts. Maybe you've got your own strain. Honestly, I can't wait to try Sarah's stash just for this very reason. But for example, Vior, they sponsored the Daily Doobie, gave me a bunch of stuff to share from coast to coast.
Right.
They have like their shatter that comes in 3.5 grams. There's nothing left in there. Okay. But they also have their pre-rolls. Their pre-rolls. Right. They have so many different strains. They have their single gram stuff. So these guys can be in here if you're somebody like Vior and you want to get in one of these books, and especially because you've got your own strain, send it to me. We'll review it here at CBGTV. We'll review it. Send us the information. We'll check it out. We'll put it in somewhere.
Well, let's go a little further with that. And that's what I originally had asked you to come on tonight to discuss, and that was something that your latest project that you've been working on.
Okay. So in putting together all these strains, in trying all these strains, and sharing this information like a lunatic all over, spark it up. Yeah. GMO, atomic GMO, we're trying right now, or we're enjoying right now from spinach. In doing all of that, I really wanted to produce, and I started to on my website, a blog called Strain a Day. But there really wasn't a whole lot of, I wasn't finding the right flow, the right go, the right something or other. Here on CBG TV, we are a privately funded broadcasting company. We are not associated with the government. We don't get any of that media dollars. We don't get any media money except for what comes in from advertising partners like Dior,
advertising partners is what keeps Pace Radio on the air.
Right. So like Legacy, for example, yes, Legacy 420, they help pay the bills because otherwise this money comes out of our pocket. And as founding members, that can only happen for so long. And during the gestation period, it makes sense for that to happen that way. But now we're ready. And so because of that, we need to raise some funds. Instead of putting this out as my own personal book, CBG TV, founding members and I got together and we said, hey, let's do something with this. Because we have the Bud Break on CBG TV, right? The videos, I was using the information in that, but it's not enough. We need more.
people would see them Saturdays in between broadcasts. About every couple broadcasts, a Bud Break is played. And you want to describe or to shout out to yourself as far as what is within these Bud Breaks, which are usually 3 or 4 minutes long.
So the Bud Break themselves, it's a strain. It's literally taking that strain, like what I did earlier, and I talked about the Maui mango.
Yeah.
In the Bud Break, I actually break it down. I might give you its lineage if I know it. I'll definitely tell you what the cannabinoid profile is and the terpenes that are in it and what it's good for. Is it working for muscle aches and pains? Is it good as a liniment? Is it great for going to sleep, or is it great for a party because you're usually kind of reserved, so you got to loosen up a little bit and be a little more chatty? Thank you, Maui Mango. So these Bud Breaks, that the videos are just little skits, like just kind of like, oh, here's one for you. Here's one for you. Yeah. Dr. Greenspoon. Most people never heard of it. Now they're finding out. So finding out all these new strains. This led to us giving more information because there was a lot of personal messaging coming in. Can you tell me more about that one? Can you tell me about this? What's that one like to grow? Well, you know what? We put out the Bud Break blog on CBG.com.
Yes, exactly. So now at the CBG TV website, people can find these blogs, Bud Break blogs, where they can find information on different strains. But we've also taken that and created videos with them, which run, like we mentioned, between the shows. Now, I have one here all lined up. It's going to take about 4 minutes.
Before we tell the next step?
Oh, let's go into the next step. Yeah, because I think that one, we have to finish the next step before I play it.
Good catch, eh? All right. So we took it one step further. Again, we need to raise funds here at CBG TV in order to keep the business going for solvency purposes, right? For sustainability. Let's face it, if we're going to feed, we've got to, there's bills that come in every month. That being said, I've taken the book, I've put it together. I've put together, I'm not even sure how many strains are actually in volume 1. In volume 1, there is a little more than 2 dozen strain reviews. A little more than 2 dozen strain reviews. I even focus a little bit on CBD strains. I share indica strains. I share sativa strains, the top strains that I found. Now, you know what? That being said, I have between 12 and 1,400. There's more volumes to come.
There's more volumes to come, exactly.
Most importantly about this book is I am not making anything on this book. You are not making anything on this book. CBG TV is making money on this book. All the proceeds go to cbgtv.com.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. Why? Yes. So, you know what? I want to see the private broadcasting, and we have amazing content providers with new shows coming on monthly. We've had, I mean, we're just growing exponentially. The numbers are staggering in my mind. You know, everything's bouncing around. But the point is, we're growing exponentially. Our content is increasing steadily, and it's good quality cannabis content. Real.
Yeah.
It's not this bullshit media enhanced. What do you call that when you censored? Can't say this, say it that way. Do this, do that. This is real. This is real cannabis chat, real cannabis content that is being delivered through CBG TV. And in order to keep all of this on the air in one place, we need to raise some money.
So you've created this book. And obviously, to raise money, that means the book is for sale.
It's for sale now. Amazon. I don't know if I've got all the links set up yet, but I should have them set up within the next 48 hours. There's a lot to do, and I'm one human.
Yeah. Well, just.
And then also about the book, you can definitely go to just go to cbgtv.com. And right there at the top of the page, you'll see the link for the book, and that'll tell you everything you need to know, everything I just said. If you're interested, we're already working on volume 2. If you're interested in advertising in volume 2, because there's plenty of opportunities. As I was putting together volume 1, I'm going, wow, you know what? Matt and Val should be right here. And you know who I'm talking about. And then there was another page where there's such a, like I talk about different methods of consumption, because not everybody knows, right? And where I'm talking about the extracts and understanding the differences between having cannabis from the East Coast versus the Central Ontario, different growing conditions, that sort of thing, and how it changes the profiles. Places like Legacy 420, they can test your weed for you. They can test your edibles. They can test your products. And I mean, they can do so much for you. They should be in this book. They need to be in volume 2. The kind of exposure that we get them to their target audience, because the people who are watching us are cannabis people. They are people in the cannabis community. And I know that it's really hard for them to find the products that they're looking for, because when you're government regulated, you can't advertise.
Right, yeah. And I've got a bud break here all lined up. What do you say?
Awesome. Let's.
You mentioned the book, so I can play this.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
UV presents another bud break here on CBG TV.
Introducing Black Domina, the legendary cannabis strain known for its rich history and unique characteristics. Discover the secrets of this captivating strain on our blog at cbgtv.com. From its origins to its potent effects, Black Domina is a strain like no other. Don't miss out on this journey of exploration. Visit cbgtv.com today.
Introducing Blueberry Cruffin, the strain that'll leave you craving for more. Grown to perfection, this indica-dominant hybrid boasts the sweet aroma of fresh blueberries, combined with the soothing effects of its parent strains. Experience relaxation like never before as Blueberry Cruffin gently wraps you in a calming embrace. Want to learn more? Dive deeper into the world of Blueberry Cruffin at cbgtv.com. Blueberry Cruffin, your journey to tranquility begins here.
Are you searching for a cannabis strain that's legendary in the world of hybrids? Look no further than ChemDog. ChemDog, renowned for its pungent aroma and potent effects, offers a balanced high that can relax the mind and ease the body. With its origins shrouded in mystery, ChemDog has a rich heritage that's left its mark on countless other strains. Its distinctive diesel-like scent and earthy flavor make it a favorite among connoisseurs. So, if you are seeking a classic strain with a remarkable reputation, give ChemDog a try. Elevate your cannabis experience today. Want to learn more? Dive deeper into the world of ChemDog at cbgtv.com.
Hey there, let me tell you about the fantastic cannabis strain called Turple. Turple is like a breath of fresh air for cannabis enthusiasts. With its delightful blend of fruity and earthy flavors, it's the perfect choice for relaxation and stress relief. This hybrid strain offers a balanced experience, leaving you with a gentle euphoria and a soothing sense of calm. Whether you're unwinding after a long day or hanging out with friends, Turple is the go-to choice for good times and good vibes. So, why not give Turple a try and let its sweet aroma and uplifting effects brighten up your day? Happy toking. Want to learn more? Dive deeper into the world of Turple at cbgtv.com.
Are you ready to embark on a journey through the world of cannabis strains like never before? Introducing CBGTV's Bud Break, a guide of strain reviews Volume 1. Whether you're a seasoned connoisseur or a newbie, this guide is your passport to a world of flavor, effects, and aroma. Don't miss out on this cannabis adventure. Join the Bud Break community and elevate your experience. Get your copy now by going to www.cbgtv.com.
That was kind of spooky. It is Halloween.
There you go.
There, that was pretty good. So yeah, as anybody who's watching us can see, we are just starting to play around with AI voices.
Yeah.
And it's obvious in some of them. Connoisseur, believe it or not, is a real word. Check it out on Google. Just be careful because you'll end up in this rabbit hole of all kinds of new words. I used to write many moons ago. I used to write a syndicated column called A Word's Worth. It began with Midland's Free Press is where it had started, and then it ended up in a bunch of other papers. And it was called The Word's Worth, and what it was is etymology. Basically, this where different words and phrases and colloquialisms came from. It was a lot of fun. So for me, looking up connoisseur actually sent me down this rabbit hole to where I ended up asking this stupid question. In 100 years, will the human race still exist? And just so you know, you got Blackberry Kush to thank for that one.
So those bud breaks, as people could see in here, there was written information in there, and then there was an overlay of audio voice, the AI voices. Some of them actually have a human voice there as well, because that is the 10th one that's been created, and we'll intermix them. But we just don't want to use our voices all the time, right?
Aside from that, I am so sick of hearing my voice. And I do enjoy watching the bud breaks again, because some of these strains I haven't tried for maybe a year and I forgot, right? And it was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember blah blah, you know. And then it's funny, Turple came up because I was saying that Maui mango
Yeah.
may have my Turple beat, which is why I pulled my Turple out, because I intend to try it again. I'll try it on the volcano because it's about a year old. I'll try it on my volcano. That way I don't get the harshness of the smoke, but I still get all the flavors and all the cannabinoids, right?
Exactly. Okay, now we have been, make sure I got the right spot there lined up. No, I want to take that out of there. No, I wanted to before we went to a break, I wanted to share something, but I want to make sure that I'm just not starting up the video. I don't want to start up a video with the share screen. Okay, here we go. At the, as we mentioned, as we mentioned at the website there, you can see I've brought up the Bud Break blog, and you can see all the different blogs that are here. Each one, there's 2 wide. This is on ginger ale, Gorilla Glue, Gasoline Alley, Elderberry.
Oh, take a look at that duck's foot. Now, see, guys, look at those leaves. Okay, I'm telling you, I don't care how seasoned a grower. Okay, maybe nowadays, but a few years back, if somebody showed you that as a plant, you'd look at them like they were on drugs. Okay, like they were on something other than because they were on drugs, because that's not a fucking cannabis plant. Now we know better and stuff like that, but we didn't.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for the puff. Much appreciated. Would you
like Gary?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. Wookie, come on. You're going to go outside. Go for your pee-pee. Go for a pee-pee and a poo. Okay, guys. Say bye to Wookie. Woo! Wookie.
Bye, Wookie.
All right, Wookie. Thank you. Come on, Bubba. Thank you.
All right. So, inside here you've got obviously information about the strain.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's all kinds. Yeah, there's all kinds of info. Like, it's everything from, and each strain's different. Like, it's not templated, guys. These are written for you because, so everything's a little bit different, right? Like, some of them might have the lineage. If I knew the lineage and I didn't have a whole lot to say else about the plant, about the strain, I tell you about it, you know, depending on what I knew. If I needed information on the strain, I went to the web and did my research at some point before compiling these articles. And the book is not, it's not these things all compiled together. This is different than the book, though all of the same strains. You're throughout the volumes, you'll find the strains.
Mm-hmm.
All the different strains. And there's some in there that are, because my research began from a medicinal perspective.
Correct.
I have a lot of medical information or therapeutic information about certain strains. For example, Granddaddy Purple happens to be one of the most commonly recommended and suggested and used strains for fibromyalgia patients with pain. ChemDog happens to be the other one, but because they give entirely different effects, and sometimes you want a little of both effects, I would smoke them interchangeably throughout the day so that I would have that combo effect. Well, now there's a strain called Purple Project, which ChemDog and Granddaddy Purple went together.
No. There you go.
So,
well, here's one.
Go ahead. Perfect.
Yeah, here's one here. Della Hayes. That Della Hayes won during the Treating Yourself Cups back in, I'm going to say 2010 to 2013. So it's probably like 2011, somewhere in that area. Delahay's, it was a winning strain.
Oh, yeah.
C category, yeah. It was a C company category. And Simon was there in order to receive his prize.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. I would love to have Simon's bio in here. Let's get an interview of Simon for a bud break. Simon, if you're listening to this or you're out there, contact us. This was a great strain, and that's probably where I tried it from. Was probably from a competition. Right?
Yeah, could have been.
Where my information, a portion of my information would come from. And of course, I research this before I publish a document on it. I don't just go, I thought it was really good, man. I mean, I do that with my friends. Hey, what do you think?
Well, you got
great.
You got terpene profile. You got terpene profile, cannabinoid profile. You've got a word from yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
And you got your opinion in there. Of course, you're going to include that.
Sure, but it's not just my opinion. The point is there's a lot of really good quality information here. And the stuff that's in the blog is going to be, is different. Like, okay, so, I mean, some of the information simply remains the same. In volume 1 of, let me just give me a second here.
Okay, I'm going to give you that second because I'm going to go to break.
Okay, good.
All right. Okay, we'll do that. I'll give you 3 minutes. All right. When we return, we'll continue this discussion. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
In February of 2022, the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club and Ted Smith were fined $6.5 million. This for helping 8,500 patients with access to medical cannabis. In our interview with Ted, he spoke to us about how people can donate to help in an upcoming court challenge. And here is part of that interview. From what I've seen lately, I believe that you've got something that you're trying to do as far as fundraising to deal with this next court challenge.
For now, people can write checks directly to Jack Lloyd Law Corporation or send e-transfers to save the VCBC at gmail.com. I guess those are the two easiest ways for people to help right now.
PACE Radio is the People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you a cannabis content creator? Are you looking for a place to have your content seen? If you answer yes to both questions, then you need to check out cbgtv.com. CBG TV broadcasting to a worldwide audience. Find us at cbgtv.com.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.
Hey, welcome back to the program. We're live here with Pace Radio Show, and Green Irene is sitting in here for Tamara Cartwright, and we're talking about books. Irene's been busy putting together a book, Bud Break book, and talking about all the different benefits of different strains of cannabis, something she has researched and put together. We've created video as well as your book.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing. This book, it's not like a manual of strains. It's not a boring textbook. It's a sit down with your buddy and go, fuck, have you tried this one? Or you know what? Or sit down yourself before you go to the dispensary and have your afternoon tea, right? And go, yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna try. It's now, and here's the thing. I got to tell you a little bit more about the book in a bit. But so we have these videos that, as you've seen in the one that you just played, there is different content in the video, in the cards. There's more information there. There's more information that you're listening to, different. Like it's not the same regurgitated BS. And it's not that it's bullshit. It's not the same thing. It's not being drilled into your brain. And then when you go to the blog, there's a lot more detailed information. Some of the information you're going to find, the terpenes aren't going to change. The cannabinoids aren't going to change. You know what I mean? The euphoria experience isn't going to change.
If someone's watching, as things have evolved now, when people are watching the Bud Break, they can just take their phone, because they're watching one going, holy smokes, listen to that. And look at that. It says it's got a fruity flavor on it, blah, blah, blah. And you're hearing the words that are coming out. You can just take your phone and go over to that QR code and go, bango, I'm there.
Yeah. Now you're over at the blog. Exactly. And at the blog, there's more information. Where I have it, either I myself have tried the growing, a friend has tried the growing, or I've worked with a patient and we've done the growing in some way. So I've taken notes along the way. Reflecting upon my notes, there might be growing information for some of the strains. I give you what I have. That's, and again, so everyone is different. Now, what you get on the blog, I wanted to see if in volume 1, if we have any strains that are duplicated, and there is. There's a few strains that are duplicated because they are the top strains, in my opinion. So like they're the first ones to get out there, right? Like, let me tell you about this one. But there's also some that chances are you haven't heard of yet, because I know there's more than 3,000 strains. In this time,
new ones every day.
Yes, exactly. And with all the amazing new things that we can do with cannabis, and that growers and licensed producers are trying, like these infusions. And you know what? Some of them are just fucking horrible. And I am not kidding you, because they're experimenting. Some of this shit is nasty. When Cindy, Reverend Cindy and Steve, Steve Mather from BC, mushy moment. When they came here to Ontario and I met them last year, it was, I felt so bad after the way I had said it, but it's like, oh my God, try this. It's fucking horrible. Like, you can honestly say, after you have tasted this, you can say you have had a fucking horrible joint. Because one of the things I find is I really do genuinely love weed. So everything is good. I pull the goodness from every strain. but there are some infusions that really should not have made it to market. And I am not afraid to say that either. There's been 2 or 3, but I
now, do you indicate in the blog whether it's an OSC strain, like whether it's like sort of in a way the source without getting directly to the source, like whether it's a a legal strain, a legacy strain, one from the indigenous community?
Great question. And I'm really glad you asked it, because this is one of the reasons I pointed out from the very beginning that CBG TV's Bud Break book, all sale proceeds go towards supporting the ongoing efforts of CBG TV. In supporting those efforts, Volume 2, I would really like to see some of our guys out there. I do mention Cannabis Wonderland. I mentioned the Karma Cup. I mentioned, of course, we are. I don't know. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
So there's things that are mentioned in this book, names that are mentioned in the book because of a particular strain. So, for example, Mac, which is Mystery Alien Cookies. Little giveaway here. I talk a lot about Mac. We got to really enjoy that at Karma Cup a couple years ago. It was an award winner. So
and there is a Bud Break created with that in video as well, because I remember that. I noticed that.
So, and now in the book, so Mac is in the Bud Breaks, in the videos. Mac is also in the blogs. More information. And then now Mac is also in volume 1 of CBG TV's Bud Break, which is the first and smallest volume. The coming volumes are going to have a lot more information, and I'd really like some assistance from our cannabis retailers out there, our cannabis growers. You know what? We'll put your name in. Let's figure out how we can work together. Make it a win-win. Contact us at admin@cbgtv.com, and we can start working towards something and get your name out there in front of all these people. No, I did not in volume 1 specify where you can get any of this information from anybody. I would
I didn't know. It was just a question in case somebody was looking for that particular strain. They would have a bit of an idea. If it was, whether it was available to them or not. That's all.
I would love to give people plugs. I really, really would. But again, it's got to be win-win. So in that sense, if you're a producer, please get in touch with us. If you've got a strain that you really love, this is what I was alluding to at the start of our show. If you've got a strain that you really, really love that you've been working with, or you've got something you're doing and you can support our efforts in some way, shape, or form, even if it's with content, even if it's with sharing our information out there more publicly, if it's partnering with us, we can put together an amazing marketing package for you that includes all kinds of things. So let's get you, we've got you in print, digital, public, we're there. CBGTV is out there. And we got to get this information out there. So
here's the book again. I'm just bringing that up there. I'm just watching our time because we have a program coming behind us. This old tent, which is about the growing of cannabis.
Yeah, I'd love to get some information from him for volume 2. Volume 2 is almost done. The structure is just about put together and ready to go. Now, here's something interesting. The purchase availability of this book. Anybody listening, how do you get your hands on a copy? Okay, you can buy it off of Amazon. At Amazon, it is for sale for $14.20. And they'll deliver it to your door. Now, that also being said, we have a significant number of, I don't know exactly how many yet, we're waiting on confirmation, of author copies, which we will be giving away in coming days on some of our broadcasts, on-air broadcasts through CBG TV. In addition to that, we are going to have these on hand at some really cool coming events. We're also looking at having them in a couple of dispensaries and storefronts in the coming months, they will be a different dollar price because we consider it a donation for an author copy. And yeah, I believe that pricing is already available. I don't know if that pricing is available yet or not, so I don't want to speak to it. But I know it will be. The price points are better in person. That's what I'm gonna say. But you know what? Let's say you have a friend down in the States that you want to send this to. You're thinking this is a great thing to start for birthdays and Christmases or whatever. Order it from Amazon. They'll deliver it to the door, save you the shipping and handling, right? If you've got Prime, it's free delivery, $14.20. I don't know. I guess there has to be tax on it.
Yeah.
So what?
Now, I see we got about 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna mention going a little further on this. Now, you've written this book, but you've written other books. So I'm going to give you this opportunity to plug the other books that you have written that maybe somebody might be interested in.
Thank you. And maybe in a minute too, we'll get to pull up my website. So actually, I'll provide it in a moment, but it's on the Bud Break page at the bottom. Yes. So over the course of the last 6 years, I have been working on several manuscripts, and they have all been at different stages. I only recently learned how to format them correctly so that I could get them loaded to Amazon, as the info is Power Series. So I don't know if you guys can see, that's the logo for it. Green Irene's info is Power Series. If you want more information, you can get it at www.greenirene.ca. And I don't know how I am not on the board right now, Al, so you're the only one that can do that.
Yeah. I went a different route.
So some of the titles that's all right. Some of the titles that you're going to find up there right at my author page.
Author page.
Yeah. So at my it's not there yet. It's not. Just scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll.
Okay.
Scroll. That's a little bit about me. Scroll. There we go. Click there. Visit right there. Visit the bookshelf. Okay. So this info is Power Series right now. So right now this one's published, which is about beastly bowels. This has got some great dietary suggestions, some fantastic cannabis strain suggestions. I'm someone who suffers from a beastly bowel. Let me rephrase that. I am someone who used to suffer substantially, greatly from a beastly bowel. I learned how to control it. I learned how to do that using hypnosis, NLP, and cannabis. I use cannabis in a multitude of ways, and I share all the ways through here, including some recipes. There's and explanations to why some of it works, but also what to do when all else fails, how to get through it. So that's one of the titles up there. This was written and released a long time ago. It was a giveaway at my very first 420 in LaFontaine, Ontario, the very first 420 ever. Cannabis Tincture Time was recently released. And of course, the consumption catalog. Now, in coming weeks and days, you can expect to see volume 2. So, because if you're like me and you try a lot of different strains, you want to just keep adding these suckers up, and it'll be fun to reflect and develop that collection. But some of the coming titles or titles coming up in the next few weeks are Attack Arthritis, Combat Chronic Pain, Defeat Depression Drama, Elevate Endogenous Health and Wellness, Sleep Solutions. These are just some of the titles that are coming up between now and March of next year. Now the formatting's done, it's easy to just go, okay, boom, 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 go through, do the final.
Like you say, the information is power.
It is. And to help ourselves, I mean, we are the first line of defense in our health and wellness. I mean, that's the bottom line. We've all found that our doctors really, when it comes right down to it, they might care because we're a patient and they're a little bit passionate about their work, but they don't give a shit at the end of the day. It's up to us to take care of ourselves for ourselves and for our families.
Yeah, they can only guide you. They can't be hovering over you 24/7.
Right. And so you have to take responsibility. It's your body, it's your health, it's the quality of your life. If your happiness is being held hostage by disease or chronic illness, you have a lot of control over that. If you're missing an arm, I can't teach you how to use the fucking hand that belongs to it. Okay. It doesn't exist. But if you know you're someone who's battling the same thing again and again and again and again, and you just want to fucking find a new way of dealing with this, call me. Check out the books. I mean, if you don't want to talk to me, you don't want to hear my voice, I don't blame you. I get sick of it. I record a lot of hypnosis scripts, right, for patients and stuff, like for clients. And so I have to hear myself over and over. And you know how hard it is to record a hypnosis script for a patient that wants to go to sleep?
Would you hypnotize yourself?
Yes, because amongst other things, I have to listen to this thing back, and it's for sleep. And it's in the middle of the fucking day because that's when I have the most alertness. Okay? There are things that are very challenging. Now, thankfully, again, people are looking at me going, are you fucking insane? No, I do have ADHD, and I've learned how to deal with it. Want to know your own way of dealing with ADHD and make it work for you instead of against you? There's an article at greenirene.ca on dealing with ADHD. In addition to that, there is the book coming out, I believe, somewhere around Christmas time. So, and I might make it available for pre-orders. I don't know if I'm going to put the titles up for pre-order. I don't like doing that. I know Amazon handles it all, but I like to have a plan ahead of time. So I don't know. Put the titles up, they'll go. So yeah, I mean, these bud breaks,
have it in hand.
Yeah. Guys, these bud breaks, these look after, they help fund the ongoing efforts of CBG TV, and CBG TV is just that. It's it's infotainment, literally. There's so much information available on CBG with all the different, like you said, growing the tent. This
right after us, like we gotta go here very shortly. This old tent, talking about basically the old, think of a grow tent, right? Yeah. Mayhem and Growfessor X, I believe, are the hosts. And then after that comes Late Nights Such with Reese Turner. He follows on after that. Both of those programs are coming from us from KGL TV, broadcasted through CBG TV. So they'll be coming out.
Is awesome.
Tomorrow morning is the news. Tomorrow evening, Green Crush. So very and cool. They're coming, and Green Crush is coming from 420 radio.
And I know that
Coverage radio was on last night.
I won't release the information, but I do know that there is some really cool new programming as well being incoming.
One new show which has already been
announced,
which has already been announced over the CBG network, and that's starting this Sunday. Sundays at 8 p.m. will be a show called the VAC Roundtable, which is the Veterans Actions Council. It's little drips and drabs are coming out like right now. But it's it's a roundtable discussions. There's some stuff that's new, some stuff that's older. There's guests involved in some of the shows, so it's I think it's going to be very informative and very educational for a lot of people when you're talking and listening to the veterans and how cannabis and psychedelics can be beneficial.
Oh, absolutely. And when you see and hear how it has changed the lives of so many, I mean, I myself am one of those patients. You're one of those patients. It changed my life. I've gone from being in a wheelchair and a hospital bed and a pharmaceutical haze to being, well, quite frankly,
We're stoned. All right, Green Irene, we've got to go here. Shout out time. Plug the websites again.
Okay, cbgtv.com for the book. You'll find it right at the top of the page, right at the top of the menu. Also, anything related to me or my books or anything like that, just go to www.greenirene.ca. Somewhere on that first page, you'll find everything or anything you need to know.
Yeah, all right. Just so you know, next week there might be a rebroadcast playing. This guy has got to go in for a procedure, so I will not be available for the broadcast. So I'm not sure what Tamara's going to do, whether she's going to run it alone or rerun a rebroadcast. But I know I won't be available. I know that. So other than that, you can find us on Twitter, Pace Radio, Pace Radio. Find us on Facebook, Pace Radio Show, Pace Radio Network, CBG Network. We're all on there. Thanks to our sponsors, Legacy420.com, Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, as well as Limestone City Hydroponics.ca. Thanks, Green Irene, for filling in and guesting all at the same time.
Well, thank you, because you know what a wonderful way to get the information out there about the bud break. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it was,
and being that I'm already set in, like we've been sitting on this for a while now to move. I'm already getting started with part 2, right? So it's right. Like, we can probably talk about it, and it's here. That's really cool. So get your bud break today, guys. Get your copy. Help support these ongoing efforts of CBG TV for broadcasting things like the Pace Radio Show.
And much more. Exactly.
And many more.
All right. See you all soon. Thank you. And good night.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.